All right, welcome back. Episode 15, the Better Late Than Never edition. But we're going to get right into it. This week's overview is going to be on the greatest day in motorsports. We're going to recap the All-Star race, talk about who stood out, get into Drop the Green Bet, see if we can dig ourselves out of this hole. And we'll do some Coke 600 predictions and close with stupid questions. As always, my name's Austin.
My name's Spencer.
Let's drop the green.
It's been a long time gone since the trumpet's been told, and I have seen my head cuts low. Come on, save my soul. We play a ball, guitar, and honky tonk.
All right back into it. As I said before, better late than never. We're filming a little bit late this week.
Yes.
That's my fault. Just staying busy, but committed to doing this every week, no matter what. So still had to do our episode 15.
Here we are.
A little bit later.
Can you believe we've done 15 of these?
I can't. I'm just glad we haven't missed.
Yeah, we haven't.
Anything. We might be a little inconsistent on the days or late, but no, I think we're so deep into it, we're gonna have to figure out what to do on the 3-digit episodes.
That's right.
So I don't know.
Episode
what
100.
100. There's no 100 car.
There is no 100 car.
So
guess we'll just have to enter one.
Just call it quits at 99. I don't know. But this week, episode 15, as always, we'll dedicate it to somebody. Did you have a 15 driver this week?
Yeah, no, I mean, kinda.
Okay.
I got a 15. Like, I know a 15 number.
I got you. Who
Okay.
you got?
Huh? No, I mean, it kind of plays to what you were going to do.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're going to pick the same one is where we're going with that.
Kinda.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm not going to highlight his driving.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I love that. So obviously I did Michael Waltrip. When I think 15, I think the blue Napa car. DEI with the yellow stripes down it. So Michael Waltrip, born April 30th, 1963.
1963.
So that would make him 61. 61. He
61.
just turned
61.
61.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is his birthday in May?
April 30th, if you were listening.
Did you say April 30th?
I did. Yeah, I did. So he was born in Owensboro, Kentucky. So not too. I don't think that's too far from where you're from.
Owensboro? No, it's not. It's not that far, actually.
So obviously, Michael Waltrip, brother of Darrell Waltrip, right?
Yes.
So he kind of came up through the short tracks. He wanted to get into racing. Darrell actually told him not to. Darrell told him to concentrate on school. You don't want any part of this racing life. Just do your own thing.
Yes.
Decides to not listen to that advice. Does some short track racing, wins some local championships. At that time, NASCAR had what was called the Goodies Dash series. If I remember right, they were just little 4-cylinder cars that raced a small schedule at select races. He's actually the 1983 Goodies Dash series champion.
Dang.
So not a bad driver, especially back then, but kind of did some Xfinity stuff, even ran for Dale Earnhardt. But 1985 to 2000, he ran for 5 Cup teams. So 1985 to 2000, right? Long time.
Yeah.
One of those teams was the Wood Brothers, some other smaller teams. 462 races in that time.
Wow.
0 wins.
Damn.
Now, everybody knew
That's a Corey LaJoie
story.
Yeah.
But unlike Corey LaJoie, people really thought he had talent.
They had to. For real had talent, not Corey LaJoie just like, I know how to. Michael Waltrip didn't have his own podcast.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
So 2001, he kind of gets his big break, and Dale Earnhardt, we've talked about DEI before, opens a 3rd team.
Okay.
Number 15, like his old 15, blue and yellow. Got a big sponsorship from Napa. Who does he put in that car? Michael Waltrip.
Wow.
Which, like I said, he ran for Dale in the Busch Series back in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
They had a really good friendship, tight connection. Kind of said, I think you can do it. I believe in you. You just need the right car. So, sure enough, 2001, Daytona 500, he starts his first ever race with DEI, wins. Well, what do you know what else happened in that race?
No.
Daytona 2001.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine you're Michael Waltrip.
Wow.
Racing for Dale Earnhardt.
And he does.
462 races you haven't won. You finally get a big break from Dale Earnhardt, one of your closest friends, and Dale couldn't even be there to celebrate it with him. I mean, talk about I can't even imagine the highest of highs and the lowest of lows in one day.
Whoa.
So there's a really good documentary that Michael made called In the Blink of an Eye. It goes over all that.
What's that on?
Oh, what was it on?
Because I would love to watch that.
It might be on Amazon now.
You could probably go to one of those platforms and rent it or something.
Yeah, and I think that's what I did. It came out a few years ago.
Okay. Blink of an eye?
In the Blink of an Eye.
In the Blink of an Eye.
You're
recommending this?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all recent interviews. Dale Jr., Michael Waltrip, Steve Park, just people that were involved. And I mean, it tells his whole story of 0-462. That's what he says, 0-462.
That's such a good way to look at it.
And then he's like, I got my break. Achieved what he's always, 462 races of not achieving what he wants to. Hits it that one time, and that's the day that Dale died.
Whoa.
So, which is wild. Skip past that.
Dude, that whole season, there needs to be just...
I know. There should be a documentary on that whole season.
There really should.
I agree completely. But we'll kind of fast forward to not be so depressed. So he stayed at DEI in that 15 car for a while. 2003, he ends up winning the Daytona 500 again.
Dang.
Let me back up a little bit. I'm sorry. 2001, so he won the Daytona 500. Yep. Still only finished 24th in points.
Oh,
not a great year, right?
But they had a lot going on.
But you can also imagine, for sure, that's a good point. I didn't even think of. So.
Yeah, they had a lot going on.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah,
I didn't think of that. So 2003, he wins his second ever race, which is the Daytona 500 again.
Dang,
so
okay.
He's a two-time Daytona 500 champion.
That's tough.
Very tough.
Yeah.
A very elite list.
Yeah, for sure. That. It's like less than 10.
I think so. Yeah, it's not many.
I think it's like around 7 or 8.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's not many.
Yeah, it's
not many at all. Yeah. And then he ends up winning the fall Talladega race as well. Stayed around DEI kind of until everything got sour there. A little bit of a falling out with even Dale Jr. And 2005 was his last season.
2005
at DEI.
Okay.
Which then he goes on to start Michael Waltrip Racing.
Yeah.
He kind of had a gap year where they were waiting for Toyota to come in.
Mm-hmm.
But he was one of the first teams with Toyota when they came into the sport.
Hmm.
And then they had their big we can get into this another time because it's not the 15 car, but they showed up with their Toyotas and get caught putting jet fuel in their cars at Daytona.
Oh my! Yeah, jet fuel.
Jet fuel. It's technically it was like a fuel additive similar to jet fuel, but the tabloids were like,
jet
fuel.
Yeah, jet fuel.
So huge cheating scandal. Like it was a big deal at the time, but that was not the 15 car. So kind of to close this up, 2001 to 2005, 15 Napa car. One of the most
good for him.
Iconic.
Yeah.
It's really the only 15.
He won 2 races in that car.
3 races.
3 races.
Two
yeah.
Daytona
500s. Yes.
Yeah. And then Talladega. So,
yes.
Which we know.
Super Speedway guy.
We know DEI had amazing Super Speedway cars.
Almost too fast.
Yeah.
I would say.
Cheated up to hell and back, but still had to be there, right? Had to be up front. Had to make good moves. The highest he finished in points with DEI was in 2002. The year after Dale died, and that was 14th. So it's still,
that's the highest he ever finished in.
Well,
or at DEI,
it had to have been ever because that was the best ride he ever had.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I would.
Pretty sure.
I'm like 99% sure that's the best he ever finished.
And it's better than Corey's ever finished. So
exactly.
Far. Yeah.
He's not a bad driver, but I mean, just the mental headspace from 01 on. I don't know how you could.
No,
ever be normal to be honest, but and we know he's kind of an emotional dude, and you can get into that. I think that perfectly segues into where you want to go.
I mean, kinda. You really just. I mean, I don't want to be mean to him, but I'm gonna be mean to him, dude.
Yeah.
And okay, hold on, no. We're gonna do what we call a compliment sandwich right here. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna compliment Mr. Waltrip on his very good color commentating of the truck races. I think he, as far as you can do at Fox, especially, especially even with a truck race, how good you can do. Bar's kind of low, you know.
Yeah.
You can't do much, and I think he exceeds that bar. He does a really decent job. It's Jamie Little,
and Phil Parsons.
Phil Parsons, yes.
Yeah, and I like, just real quick, I like when you watch a truck race, Michael Waltrip legitimately knows those drivers.
Oh, yes.
And their stories,
Yes.
their teams, their crew chiefs, and all that. So I think he does his research.
Yeah,
He
definitely does his
He's in
research.
the garage doing a good job.
Yeah. Now, so here's where we get to the compliment.
Okay.
Is he does a great job in that. Okay, what he does do horrible is when he gets to talk on Sundays. And when he gets to talk on Sundays, he loves to do this thing that we call the grid walk.
Yeah.
And that thing is awful. Just horrible. Okay, we can do without that. We can do without Michael Waltrip running down and grabbing Chase Elliott, who is so personable, dude, and he's like loves the spotlight. And right when he's about to get into the car, sometimes he's already in the car, and you're gonna holler at him and go, "What'd you eat for breakfast this morning?" And he's gonna be like, "Well, I ate a big old bowl of
Vanilla ice cream."
wins." You know, I mean, that would be cool if he said something like that.
But he won't.
But he won't. So
the funniest thing about the grid walk's so taggy,
yeah,
so cringy. Watch this weekend, I guarantee it. If you pay attention when he's walking there, and if you can see like the guys and the crew standing,
they get out the
they
way.
get out of the way. And like the crews who always have their drivers back will desert that driver and just be like, "Sorry, man, I don't want to be a part of this."
Yeah,
Just get the hell out
it's
of there.
bad.
It's so bad.
It's bad.
It's so bad.
It's
And
worse. It's the worst thing that Fox does.
And that's what they start with.
Yeah,
I mean, good God.
yeah.
I don't.
Between that and Race Hub, I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know. I really don't know. Is there an end to the compliment sandwich or?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know. This is an open face sandwich. What are we doing?
Yeah. So we added the bottom layer, you know, like
Right,
the bread.
Yeah.
We added the like soggy meat, you know, and now we're gonna hammer it on with the last compliment I have for Michael Waltrip, and that is he has a really good hair for how old he is.
He does.
Yeah.
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 Good for him.
He does.
Too.
Yeah.
You
But
think it's real?
no,
Well, I mean, if you win 2 Daytona 500s,
he probably uses hymns.
He
You
probably
know,
has hair plugs.
yeah, he does something. He's taking
Yeah.
something.
Or he's like Joey Logano.
What's Joey Logano do?
Well, you know Joey Logano was like bald.
When?
2 years ago.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he
was.
was
Yeah, he had.
Stupid bald.
Yeah, yeah. He had like a horseshoe
And then
bag
he showed up for the 2023 Daytona 500.
with hair.
Full head of hair.
Yeah,
That's
what money will do.
like a newborn baby.
Yeah.
Just full head of hair. But yeah, I like him, but he's got like a character side to him. Like
Yes.
he plays a goofy character.
At
Just
the
like
grid walk,
at the grid block. And
but he
some-
doesn't play that character up in the booth
not
when he's
really,
running the truck race.
but he will say some goofy stuff sometimes. Like he flips.
He
in and out
would
of it.
definitely say some goofy shit. Yeah,
So, but he's been through a lot.
he had.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't know that they had a lot going on when he finished 24th in points that year. Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I don't know what the hell he's doing. But
Over here like, and he only finished 24th in points.
dude,
Maybe because his team owner passed away, but
get on the wheel, Mikey.
yeah.
But, all right, let's just stop there.
Yeah.
Episode 15, Michael Waltrip edition, blue and yellow Napa car.
Yes.
It doesn't get any better than
It
that.
don't.
This week's overview, kind of want to make it short and sweet. I promise you, our biggest one we want to do is the charters.
Yeah. It's coming.
And shout out to my buddy Noah. He even suggested that. And we just need some time and some good preparation for that.
Yes.
This week's not going to be the week, but we will get to it soon.
We need this guy to show up. That's what we
Yeah,
need.
I need to show up on
Yeah.
time and
Mhm.
on the right day.
Yeah.
But this week I wanted to do the greatest day in racing. So this Sunday is what is known as Motorsports Christmas, or the greatest day in racing. Are you
Mhm.
familiar or heard the term?
Yes, I've definitely
Okay.
heard the term. And explain it to everybody who doesn't know what Motorsport Christmas
So
is.
for the last, it's been probably 10, 20 years it's been this way from what I've researched, but we start the morning off with the Monaco Grand Prix for Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the biggest motorsports in the world.
Yep.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. It's just true.
Yeah.
So
this is one of their signature races.
This is like their Daytona 500,
pretty much,
or their Indy 500.
Yes.
A lot of people call it the biggest race in the world.
I'd believe that. I mean, you always hear Monaco, and to me, it's attached to some type of racing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, really, really cool, technical, fast road course. The cars have gotten a little bigger through the years in Formula One, so it's not necessarily putting on the best race. Not that they do anywhere they go, to be honest, but still a lot of history there. Really, really ritzy, really ritzy town. A lot of class, a lot of fanfare. Just really
the track. Have you seen them race that track though?
Yeah, like they go through a tunnel and stuff like that.
Did you see the video?
Yes, of that guy that got stuck. I
didn't even see the video of the guy that got stuck. I saw this guy that was going through the tunnel and had some kind of problem.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
he wasn't stuck. I guess he was just slowing down.
He was slowing down, or he was barely moving. And when I say barely moving, maybe going 80. But for those cars, that's nothing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if it was Max or whoever it was, come around the corner going 4,000 miles per hour, and literally you can see him get close to the wall on the outside, and literally he's making that dive to the inside corner, and he can't see anything, and apparently they don't have spotters or nothing. How did they not tell him that, hey dude, there's a it's not like
they're also in the tunnel.
I know.
Even if they have spotters.
They had a camera in there. They were literally videoing the car.
I don't know. It's weird.
To me, that's a
great point. Because,
to me, that's completely dangerous.
And as technical and advanced as they are, you would think. But
as much data that they have, they knew he wasn't running. But anyway, so what we're getting at, if you hadn't seen this video, he's literally goes from the outside and he's diving inside to make this turn. And right when he gets the turn, I'm talking this close together, going 400 miles an hour, he sees this car that's completely stopped and just goes like that right there. A left and then a right, and he's back to full speed. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Number one, that reaction time's insane.
Yes.
And number two, those cars have so much grip.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
You could, in any other car, you would have plowed them.
Yeah.
You would have plowed them.
They just... The downforce from hell. So anyway, that
was a huge side tangent.
No, that's it was, I just saw that video too. Yeah. I was mind blown.
I know.
So they've been racing at Monaco in the Monaco Grand Prix since 1929.
Oh wow! I didn't know it'd been that long.
Very historic. So like I said, a lot of people say it's the most important race in the world. So we can start Sunday morning off watching that. I think it comes on at 8 or 9, something like that. So then we can go straight into the Indy 500 around noon, 1, somewhere around there. So they've been racing there since 1911.
Whoa.
If you ask me, a huge NASCAR fan, the Indy 500 is the biggest race in the world.
Wow.
I don't care what you say.
Okay.
It's just that historic. It's very American. I think America's the best in the world.
It is.
And it's got the best race in the world, too.
Yeah.
So, I think it's 400,000 people go there. It's something.
How many that place holds?
It's something nuts like that because they have grandstands in the infield, obviously the outfield.
Yeah.
And then they have you can just go buy an infield ticket and walk around because it's 2.5 miles big.
Yeah, it's huge.
2.5 miles long. There's half of a golf course is inside that infield.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
I mean, it's huge. Everybody goes there. If you're from Indianapolis, they actually, if you live there, they black out the broadcast locally. So if you live in Indy, you cannot watch the Indy 500 on TV.
They want you to go.
They want you to go. And that's old school tactics, right?
Whoa.
We want our local people to go. And people are pissed about it now because now it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was we want to watch the Indy 500, so we have to go.
Dang.
Which is crazy. So we can watch that whole race, weather permitting, right?
Yes.
And we still have time to tune in to the Coke 600, also known back in the day as the World 600. That used to be what it was called before everything kind of had a sponsor to it. So they've been doing that since 1960. Wow. Still a long time, but I mean not 1911 or 1929.
I mean NASCAR wasn't even around then, so
right, exactly. But still iconic because it's the longest race that we do. I mean NASCAR already has the longest races, but it's the longest race that NASCAR does.
4 stages.
Yeah, 4 stages. 600 miles. I mean,
I know. It's so
it's so wild. Really, back in the day, imagine in 1960, it was like, we just need to have a car that makes it.
Yeah, it doesn't even
600
have to be
miles.
fast.
It just has to make it and
Yeah.
not blow the engine. So it's been, back in the day, Indy didn't race on Sundays. It was just like a rule they had. But since 1974, they've went Sunday. And I believe Monaco has kind of shifted dates. They weren't always in May. But I believe 1974 is kind of when this started, of having all 3 on the same day.
That's cool.
And they don't overlap. And I think it's kind of one of those, we play nice.
Yeah.
We all love motorsports so much.
Let's give us all one day.
Let's just all sit down on the couch and watch 3 amazing races.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the history of it. Really quick, I wanted to get into the double.
Okay.
So obviously you can't run all 3 because Monaco's in France.
Yeah.
So you're not hopping France to Indy to Charlotte, but a lot of people have done the double.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically the double when it's been on the same day. There's been 4 drivers. So it's been John Andretti, who is a nephew to Mario Andretti, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie Gordon, we know him.
Yep.
Tony Stewart, obviously, he's done it twice, and Kurt Busch. So Kurt Busch actually.
Danica didn't do it?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh. I didn't know, dude. She's an IndyCar gal.
I mean, she should have, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it would have made sense.
yeah, it would have been really big PR stunt, too.
It would have been huge for her. Yeah.
But no, she
could have finished last in both of them.
That's history.
But they would have talked her up.
They would have talked her up for sure. But Kurt Busch actually finished 6th in the Indy 500 in 2014.
What did he finish in the Coke 600 that same day?
He did not finish. So Tony Stewart is the only one out of those people I mentioned to finish all 1,100 miles.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, there's been other people that have done
Did
both.
he do it twice or just once?
Just once. Once, the last time he did it in 2002, I believe it was, is when he did the 1,100.
Wow.
But there's been other people back in the day, like Donnie Allison. He raced both of them, but that's when they were on 2 days. So they don't really consider it the double then.
Yeah.
But still impressive. I mean, just to hop into a space shuttle to a bus.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Kyle Larson, obviously, weather permitting, will be the 5th one.
He's not going to be able to
Not looking likely.
No.
So I wonder if they'll still count it as a double if he races the Indy on Monday and Coke 600 on Sunday. I don't know. It's probably not going to go down as a double because this is what is considered the double.
The double. It has to be on the same
It
day.
has to be on the same day.
I mean, it sucks. He can do it again next year. He's going to get a chance.
Yeah. And I think he'll, as good as he qualified,
Yeah.
as long as he doesn't get in a wreck, he's probably going to finish well.
Yeah.
I don't think he could win, right? He actually has the possibility.
I think it's going to fire up some of those other drivers. Like, they're not going to want him to win.
Well, not
right?
No, I mean, probably not. But not only that, I mean, you know how hard it is just to win a race.
Yeah, it is tough.
All the stars have to align,
Yes.
especially when you're in something you don't race weekly.
Yeah.
But I think if he'll finish well and he'll have that opportunity again. Rick is a co-owner in his IndyCar, so if Rick doesn't get to do the true double, he's gonna be like, okay,
we got to do it again.
Run it right back.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the history of it. I wanted to ask you. You said you kind of knew about it a little bit. Do you think, number one, race fans care? And number two, do you think is this something that would excite a non-race fan to spend a Sunday doing it? If you're not a football fan, you watch the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yes.
Is this equivalent to that, or is
that's something that you hit on when you were talking about all of them playing nice? I definitely think that if they, I know that they play nice, but if they actually did some maybe F1 runs an ad for, hey, we got the Indy 500 coming up next week, right at, following our race.
Yeah.
Tune in. If they did stuff like that leading up to it, I think that may drive some more experience, especially for non-race fans. No, I don't think there's any way to get a non-race fan to sit down and watch that much racing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Especially when the last one's 600 miles.
Yes.
It's probably going to be 5 to 6 hours.
And it could be the most boring one.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be the longest one.
It's definitely, it's going to be, we're going to go into midnight, 1 a.m.
Probably.
Here on the East Coast for sure.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't think there's any way that you sweeten the pot good enough to get non-race fans to tune in to all of that. You might. I think the goal would be to get F1 fans to tune into the NASCAR race, Indy fans to tune into the F1, or that I think is where the game could be grown for, especially our sport as NASCAR. That like, hey, if F1 not, and I definitely think it would be more of NASCAR fans not be willing to watch an F1 race other than the other way around.
I don't know,
I think they would give it a shot.
I think the F1 fans are more elitist.
Yeah.
I think like they're just driving in circles. I mean, that you see that on social media a lot.
That's true. You do.
They discredit what NASCAR is, but I think it's like you said. It's the one day where we can. You can almost like guilt people in. It's like, hey, if you are really a race fan, you should appreciate what this is.
This is Christmas.
Yeah, this is Christmas for us. Yes. Appreciate it. Watch them all, and you might accidentally find out that NASCAR is the best.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
and Indy's super cool too. The thing I like about the Indy 500, especially this is kind of evolved. Have you ever watched an Indy 500?
I have.
Like, have you seen them do the dragon down
I have.
Yes. Oh my God, that is the coolest thing ever.
It is really cool.
And they'll do it, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
Because they can get that toe off the other car. And I mean, last year Joseph Newgarden won. He went below the pit lane line.
He went that low
to where the wall is. Like he went below where the wall was. Could have went head on into the wall. They had to make a rule this year about it.
Because he went
that low.
Yeah,
just
he pulled a Ross.
Yeah, just to stop. I think it was Marcus Ericsson behind him, just to stop him from getting that toe and passing him. He went so low that it's like you would never think.
Yeah, I think he was going to go that low.
Put your life in danger. But it's the Indy 500.
Yeah.
So you do it.
Yeah.
It's just super cool to watch him snake down
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I think it's super cool. I usually always watch the Indy 500 and the Coke 600. Sometimes I'll like catch the end of the F1 race just because it's, and not that, I mean, I'm not a huge F1 fan, but it's the
It's 9 a.m. It's a weird time to sit down and watch a sport.
But it's like the day, so I just want to say I tuned in, really.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I'll be like, okay, Max Verstappen's winning.
Also, it is tough because when you know that you're going to watch the Indy race at noon, and then you have the Coke 600, you have to get something done during that time,
Yeah,
and so,
you just feel like a bag of trash.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to do something, and so you, of course, have to get it done before noon, So you're either, if you're doing something around the house, you may have the race on, but you're not really tuning into it,
right?
But
I might be hanging like a light fixture during the F1 race.
Yes, I'd 100%.
You know what? Something
that
like
is
that.
something you would do.
Yeah. But I'll be
You'd probably connect the blue and the red wires or something. Yeah,
but it'd be the most exciting part of the F1 race.
It would be. Yeah.
But I'll say I watched
seeing what
it.
trips the breaker.
But I'll say I watched it. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But yeah. Anything else on our Motorsports Christmas coming up? I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Let's go.
But I don't think it's all going to be on one day this year.
No, sadly not.
Indy looks like a complete washout.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
The way the weather has been in the southeast, I mean, it could thunderstorm in Charlotte last minute.
It could.
So which would be cool if they could do them both on Monday.
Oh, then it could still be a double.
It's the double.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah.
But I remember when Charlotte got rained out last year, they didn't do it at night.
No.
They did it at 3:30.
But didn't they race like, did they cancel? They never started it?
They never started.
Okay. That's right. And then they raced the Xfinity race. Do you remember that? They raced the Xfinity race after.
Yes.
That was insane.
Yeah.
That was absolutely insane.
But
you were there. I forgot about that. All right. Well, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Who do you think, real quick, not to jump too far ahead, but since we're talking about it, give me your 3 winners.
3 winners. Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Easy money. I would love to see Kyle Larson win, honestly. Do I think he wins? No. I'm going to go with Newgarden for the Indy 500 winner. That would be his 3rd. I think it's his 3rd.
It'd be his 2nd.
2nd? Okay.
Yeah, because last year that was like...
that was his first last year?
That was like the one thing he hadn't won.
Okay.
He's won championships.
Yes, and
he's like the Oval King of Indy.
Okay, yeah, because I'm still fresh off the show, so my Indy knowledge is not there yet. I'm trying.
I'm not like an Indy expert by any means.
Okay. So, but I like him. He's from Nashville.
Yeah,
that's our boy.
Tennessee boy.
Yeah. So Newgarden, And then winner of the 600, Ty Gibbs.
Fuck, dude, you took my winner.
Oh, let's go. And we did not talk about that
we
before.
did not talk about that. That's crazy. I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
So I'll go Max, obviously. I'm going to take the pole winner, Scott McLaughlin.
Okay.
Super fast in qualifying. I think it's going to be a Penske car.
Yeah.
Either way. And I just have a good feeling about Scott whenever they race the race. And I was going to pick Ty. I just feel like that's...
Is it weird?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like there's been a handful of people that figured out their first win at the Coke 600.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Gordon was one.
Ooh.
I think Matt Kenseth was one too.
Ooh.
And Ty's he's overdue, really.
He is.
He's overdue. And I think if he's going to... That would just be the most Ty Gibbs thing ever. It's like, we've been waiting for him to win. People are doubting him. And he's like, no, I'm going to go win the Coke 600.
Yeah, I'm going to win the longest race.
Yeah, I'm
going to
win the longest race,
Yeah.
and you can all eat a dick.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Basically.
Mhm.
And I just see it happen.
And we would eat it.
If we would eat
Yeah,
it.
we would have to.
For Ty.
Yeah, or Ty.
But, well, cool deal. Well, let's just move on to our All-Star recap. We'll get into our rating. What did you give it?
I gave it an 8-1.
Okay.
I thought it was decent. I thought they did a very good job. I have a couple nitpicky things. I don't know if you want me to go into that. But
yeah, get into it.
So no, I'll leave it for the standouts because it kind of fades into
Okay.
that. But
Okay.
so 8-1, good race. And the Open I thought was better than the actual All-Star race, personally.
Which is true no matter where they run it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's normally like that every time. But hey, it's just like something about, like, I wish you could do more of those heat-style races. And I know that they would have got to do them,
Yeah.
but the rain. But that's what you really want to see, is those guys just digging.
Yeah.
For as many, the Open was 100 laps.
100 laps.
Yeah.
And they were going from lap 1.
I know. It was
Yeah.
intense. It was awesome. So I thought that the whole weekend 8-1. Soft tires were fun. Well, you can take it or leave it. I still think Goodyear needs to do some work. They need to do whatever they need to do to get tires to fade. Did the repave play a role in that?
Yeah, and I mean, several people have said this, including drivers, but when you repave a track, you're not going to get tire wear.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I 100% applaud them for trying something, but I don't know what they were expecting either because it's a repave.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to wear.
No, Denny made such a good point, not to steal from his podcast, but Denny made such a good point about the asphalt that they use now and how it is so fine. It's not shards of rock. Like, you remember going to like an old church parking lot and there's boulders in the asphalt that you're like, okay, I don't need to step right there because I'm probably going to die. But that's part of the asphalt that was there. But now it's all, it's cement, sand, it's all this stuff, but it's so fine that it just lays down so smooth that it's not like running over glass. That's what he compared it to.
Abrasive.
Yes, it's not abrasive at all. And so that really like opened my eyes a little bit more of like, that's what they're doing. Yeah. And that's why we can't get no tire wear at these repaves.
I don't know why they don't get like the people, whoever they hired to repair I-40.
Yeah.
And then
Hire T-Dot.
Yeah. And then it lasts 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And people are popping tires in potholes.
Dude, just
take that crew to any racetrack, really.
Pay 3 18-wheeler guys to just load down their truck and drive it around a track for 9 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 6 months before they race, and I guarantee that track will be wore out.
Well, I think this was episode 1. I think this was my stupid question, but I'm going to repeat it because probably no one could hear us because we were really working through
that
audio
was rough.
But, I kind of had the idea, and obviously if this worked, they would do it right now. There's people way smarter than me, but when you lay that fresh pavement, I don't know why we don't put some kind of texture down.
Yes.
Like a metal lattice. And while it's soft, put like a metal lattice down, right? Or some kind of texture and pull it up. So similar to like the rumble strips on the interstate. When that's fresh, they lay a mold down.
Yeah, that just engulfs.
And it textures it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we can't do that on repaves. And you can have great asphalt or pavement or concrete or whatever that'll last for 100 years. You know, I don't care if it lasts 100 years, but it's going to be abrasive because there's texture to that racetrack. That was my stupid question.
That was wow. That's a blast from the past.
I know, right?
That's 15 weeks ago. Oh, whoa.
But I don't know why they can't do something like that. But I gave it a 9.2.
Okay.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
That plays into the race experience, folks. I'm telling you, it's different.
So shout out to my buddy Noah. I hope he's listening. But he hooked me up with some free tickets. He called me on Saturday. He's like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And I was like, "Oh man, I hope he's asking me."
Yeah.
I hope he's asking because we kind of talked about it before. He's like, "I got a ticket with your name on it." I said, "I'll be there."
Let's go.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
So, super cool experience. Awesome track. Awesome location. All the fans there are bought in. They love it.
Yeah.
Was
it packed?
Packed. Yeah. Packed. Old school feel. Just really, and you sit so close and on top of the track.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the cars looked massive.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're right there. And we were kind of right at the exit of turn 4, so we could see them coming out. We were 9 rows up, which you think you're like, because like if you're 9 rows up at Bristol, you're like,
you can't see nothing.
You can't see nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, we could see everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's not as banked.
It's not as banked, but it's also just, I don't know how to describe it, but you're just sitting on the track. Like it's like a.
That's super cool.
It's like a small town, short track, dirt track, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't feel safe. It obviously is, right?
Yes.
Because it's NASCAR. They're not going to put you in danger, but you're like there.
Yeah.
You
don't have Brad Sweets freaking flying out the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you're just there on top of it. Super old school feel. You kind of touched on it, but you know, with the repave, it turned into a multi-groove track.
Yeah, it did.
But which was cool, but they still just.
They can't pass.
They can't pass. Joey. The only competition he had was trying to lap Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
And he drove his butt off, which was awesome.
It was.
I'm like, dude, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
You don't want to go a lap down. It's a 200 lap race. You go a lap down.
You're done.
There's obviously no cautions coming. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was cool to see him battle for that. What was weird to me, and I don't understand it, you know, I watch a lot of dirt racing, and even NASCAR's this way too, but when the leader gets that hung up by lap traffic, second place, third place, they're all beating the door down. And I can't remember who's in second. They got closer, but as long as he raced Bubba, second place should have been able to blow by him.
Yeah, he should have.
I felt like.
But he couldn't.
He couldn't. So I thought that was weird. I don't know how to.
You think that was it had to be an aero thing?
It had to be dirty air.
Yeah.
But still, when you're that, I don't know. I mean, I'm like you. It had to be air, but like, is the air that bad?
I mean,
that when you're door to door with somebody. I mean,
we haven't seen that all year.
No.
So,
but I mean, how long were they door to door? It felt like 10 laps.
More,
maybe more. Yeah.
I mean, even Fox covered it for like a good 7 laps.
And that's kind of what's crazy too. Is I mean, these cars are so close. Bubba's about to go a lap down. You know, track position. He raced his way in, so he's already up against the wall. But you know, like he is not a terrible car.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
But if he's as fast, maybe a tick slower than Joey, he should have been able to pass through the field.
Yes. But
which he did eventually.
Finally.
Yeah. You know, with a little attrition and restarts and cautions, but it was just, that was really weird to me. I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah. I mean, could you tell being there that none of these cars could pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like well, I mean, just like that. Like, I spent all those laps. I'm like, oh, Joey's got him here.
No.
And never got him. And then you'd be like, oh, Bubba cleared him.
No.
Yeah. And it's like, they could.
Could you tell that they were like slow off an exit, or like could you see anything?
I'll be honest, they looked slow the whole time.
They did.
Which I know it's a flat track.
Yeah.
But they just visually looked really, really slow. Really slow. And I didn't go to the truck race.
Yeah.
Just to like compare, because sometimes the trucks.
The trucks put on the best show. We didn't touch on that, but they put on the best show.
And that was an old school, which tells you it's the track is fine.
Yes.
It's the car.
Yeah, it's the car.
But like
they were shifting.
Yeah. Which hurts a lot too, but it just looked so slow.
Pisses me off.
And what I was going to say, I guess, is sometimes the trucks will run faster than the cup cars.
Yeah.
Not only because the horsepower's down, but because the trucks have less horsepower even than the next gen, so they can run more on throttle in the corner.
Yes.
So a Cup car would beat them on the straightaways, but they can gas it in the corners.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if the truck race looked quicker, but the Cup cars did look slow.
They did.
Yeah. It was exciting. You could tell they were driving the hell out of them, but they just looked painfully slow. Maybe it's because the only half mile I go to is Bristol.
Yeah, it's true.
We're hauling the mail.
Yeah, yeah.
I think at Wilkesboro they're running, was it 16s?
Yeah, they're running 16s.
I think Cup cars are like 12, 13s around Bristol.
Yeah.
Something
I
like
think
that.
it was even higher than 16s.
Yeah.
I think they hit some 18s.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might have been.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's flat, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you can't lean into the corners as much.
No.
But, yeah, I thought it was a good race. Real quick, we'll touch on the tires. What did you think of the whole tire ordeal?
I just still think, and I'll die on this hill. I know we've talked about it. I don't care what tires you build unless you build me the Bristol tires that we saw, which we understand is a little bit too much. But I want some significant fall off on something. But if you're not going to build me a good tire, I want more horsepower. But anyway, to get back to your question, the soft tires, I like the option of having the tires of like, hey, if we can actually run faster on the soft tires, put them on. If we can run faster on the normal yellow tires.
Would you be okay with every week NASCAR having
Yes.
an option tire?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't at all.
Really?
To me, that's like the most European thing ever. It just feels really European.
What if they had, yes, I guess it feels European, but they had they could build some type of carburetor on their car back in the day, and everyone was running a different one. So you had options.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that to me, and IndyCar has soft tires too, but I'm just saying maybe it feels open wheel to me. Like open wheel car. It just doesn't. It
definitely is an open wheel thing, but
to me, it doesn't fit the pedigree of NASCAR.
Where everyone's on the same tires.
Yeah, well, just build me a shitty tire that. I mean, I think
so are you not okay with wet tires? That's an open wheel thing.
I mean,
that's an open wheel thing.
I'll be honest with you. When they first started doing that, I was a little
okay.
Yeah, they took my NASCAR, but I got over it. You know what I mean? And
so you'll get over this tire issue.
I just don't want an option.
You say they either have to run softs this race or they have to run
just
hards?
Build me a tire that wears, and we just run that tire the whole time.
Whatever. I think it's a cool concept to actually go, hey.
I think it was cool for the All-Star race. It didn't work.
It didn't work at all.
Which is not their fault because it worked.
That's what I'm saying. It was a cool concept.
Yeah, at least they tried. I would rather them swing and miss than not swing at all.
Yeah. They've done a lot of not swinging here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they swung.
They've swung twice this year.
Yeah, and it wore in practice.
Yeah.
But then it was at nighttime, and it's still a repave. I mean, I applaud them for trying, but I don't know what they expected on a repave. But I think you could take that red tire and make it the tire to another short track or like somewhere similar, like a Gateway.
Phoenix. That's where it needs to go.
Phoenix,
that's where it needs to go.
Yeah, Phoenix. I mean, it might wear it.
At the heat.
Yeah.
The heat at Phoenix.
Yeah.
That I literally was watching that and I was thinking that's where that tire needs to go is Phoenix.
Yeah, and it might. Yeah. I mean, and someone from NASCAR made a statement afterwards. They're like, yeah, we tried something. It didn't work. We'll go make it softer. So that's what they said. And I mean,
I missed those comments.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It wasn't Elton Sawyer. It was someone else in competition. But they're like, yeah, we'll go back and we'll tell Goodyear to make a softer one. And now we know, right?
Let's go.
If you're gonna try something that doesn't work, at least it's the All-Star race.
Yes. Yeah.
But
like you hinted on last week, that this tire thing is on the tire choosing. That's something that's definitely could happen because that's what happens at the All-Star race. That's where they unveil these new changes.
But I think it worked out well to where this was such a flop that maybe they won't do it.
Maybe. Okay.
I think so.
Wrong.
I just don't want to see it. I mean, that's me personally. That's my opinion, right?
Awful opinion.
I just don't want to.
You suck.
Someone's getting ready for November.
Yeah.
But I just don't. It's just not NASCAR at all. It's just not. To me, I mean, it's cool in other series. It's like the push to pass in Indy or like the BS they do on the spoiler in F1 to pass.
Oh yeah.
Like that's their own. That's what tire options feel like to me. We shouldn't need that. We shouldn't need that.
They give us more horsepower. We don't.
No, I'm with you, dude. I wish we had 1,000 horsepower and we just blew the tires off the damn thing.
Yes.
But we don't.
Yeah, we don't.
So let's just work on the tire. They're obviously not going to skinny the tire up. They're obviously not going to add the horsepower.
No.
So we're going to have to run. I don't know. Maybe we just go get dry rotted tires. Maybe we go find 18-inch tires from 2002 that have been sitting out in the weather, and we just put those on.
What's the junkyard place down 11W?
Pull apart.
Let's go to Pull.
I just went there the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, me and my dad went.
Yeah. Go to Pull apart and round up every tire you got and
Turn them up.
Yeah.
Make a Goodyear tire out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, maybe we just Goodyear needs to do it now, like they're making a whiskey, right? Yeah. You make a whiskey, you put it in a barrel, you age it for 8 years.
Yeah.
They need to take cup cars, put them on tires, and go put them in a field, and let them dry rot for 8 years. Old number 7 Goodyears.
Yeah.
And you just run them.
Mm-hmm.
You just run them. You don't know what you're gonna get.
No.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
You could get the one at the bottom of the pile that hadn't seen as much sun or wind or rain, you know. Or you get the one at the top.
Yeah,
you know.
I want that top right.
Yeah.
Perfectly aged.
It had freaking 20 UV rays
That's
for
right.
forever. Just soaking up the sun.
I know, that's an old number 7 Goodyear.
God.
That's
a good idea.
That's the idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. It's better than that damn option tire.
Fair enough.
But we'll let's just go into standouts real quick. We'll make it quick. Everyone else has been talking about the fight, and we'll get into it. But do you think Logano is he turning a corner here?
No. I don't. I think he tested. He had 800 laps to test there.
I don't think that makes a shit. I mean,
you can't tell me 2 out of the 3 guys. 2 of them won. 2 of them won.
2 of them started on the pole. That's what you're missing.
Clearly,
Ty Gibbs started on the pole because of points in the open race.
Yeah, I know he didn't get qualified.
Nothing to do with the test.
Yeah.
Joey Logano started on the pole because they do that pit crew competition.
Yeah, no, he won.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because his pit crew's fast.
I'm just saying. You're saying there's zero correlation.
There's
not zero correlation.
You act like these 3 people are the only people that do any tests ever.
No.
So from your logic, whoever tested at Charlotte, I'm sure they've done a tire test at Charlotte.
Yeah.
We'll go look it up. Whoever did that is going to win the Coke 600. It'd be the easiest bet in the world. We're going to go change.
What if it's Ty Gibbs?
No, because Ty Gibbs did North Wilkesboro.
That's true.
They can only do one.
Yeah.
So, see Charlotte tire test 2024.
Okay.
Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. But they do tire tests at different tracks, and they divvy it up by manufacturer, then they divvy it up by team. So all these guys, any track you go to, there's more than likely someone that has 800 test laps. But if you look into it, and I heard Joey talk about it, when you do those 800 test laps, NASCAR will give you a couple hours. They say, set your car up how you like it, do whatever you want. And then the other 99% of the test is them saying, put these tires on, run 15 laps. Put these tires on, run 50. So they only have like 2 to 3 hours to set their car up and learn something. Other than that, they're just doing what Goodyear says.
That's fair, but I feel like that's still something.
Did you find anything?
No.
What are you... what? Tire test chart. Are you going to put NASCAR anywhere in there? What are you the worst Google searcher ever?
Here we go.
You're the worst Google searcher I've ever
Here we go.
NASCAR tire tests.
Mm-hmm.
All-Star race. They did one at Darlington. Who did the Darlington test?
Where's Darlington?
Right there. Who did the Darlington test? William
Byron?
No, that can't be right. That's his car from last year.
I said 2024.
I know, but that's his car from last year.
That says 2023 in the picture.
I know it does.
Notes. Right.
Why don't you control F, big dog?
What? What's
Control
F?
Search the page. Drivers. That just blow your mind.
That's kind of wild. I did not know you could do that.
Now press enter.
It only came up 3 times.
I know, but I want to see the third one. It won't tell us who did it.
No. Talladega.
No, it didn't make a shot.
Coda.
Martinsville. Coda. I feel like Chase Elliott did the Coda one.
Is it not giving us names? Sorry, guys, if you're not watching this, but we're...
Well, I'll tell you this right now. I went and watched a Bristol tire test.
Yes.
Because I was in that
That's
area
right.
for work.
You were at
Yeah.
that one.
Guess who wasn't at that test?
Who?
Denny Hamlin. And he won Bristol.
That's fair. Coca-Cola 600.
It was Ty Gibbs. That was last year. But that's okay.
This is last year's tire test?
It says 2023.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't done one there this year.
2023. 2023. 2019. I don't think they've done one at Charlotte.
Okay, but
it was Chase Briscoe, Ty Gibbs, and Kyle Larson.
And none of them won Charlotte last year.
No, none of them won. Okay.
That's the only point I'm making.
Okay. When did they... Okay. But, well, I'm also telling you, though, every picture we've seen is from iRacing.
I think it's a real picture.
No, that's AI.
That's a real picture.
Are we still recording?
That's a test car because it has no sponsors.
It looks horrible.
It's a test car.
Why can't I pull up the image?
That's a real picture.
No way!
Yes, it is. You got your VR headset on too much. That's a real picture.
No.
Oh my
No.
God.
I'm putting that up on Instagram. We're gonna take a poll if that's a real picture or not. And I'm not just basing it off the car. Look at this. Look at that. That does not look real.
That's a real picture, Spencer.
I think it's
I think you're crazy.
credit CMS/HPP photo. What's that?
Ty Gibbs pulls his number 54 Joe Gibbs Toyota Racing onto the track during a Goodyear tire test at Charlotte Motor Speedway, which to me says in real life.
I understand that's what it says.
This is great content because they can't see what we're looking at.
I know. So
Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen
Okay.
at least.
I'll put it on the screen.
Since everybody's having to deal with us. That's a real picture. That's a real picture.
You guys are getting a horrible camera angle at this. I'm telling you.
That's a real picture.
This looks horrible.
Look at the tire marks on the track. They're not iRacing that in.
You'd be surprised.
Oh my God. Moving on.
No, hold on.
No, we're moving on.
Okay. Follow us.
Control F iRacing.
Oh, I wish this was Twitter and we could see the comments on this video because I guarantee someone would have. Hold on, dude.
Oh my God, you're too convinced on this. Chris Clark, that's a real guy. That's crazy. Oh my God, dude.
Okay, that looks like a real picture.
Yeah, because it's a real guy that takes real pictures.
No, I don't know about it. No. 2013. He ain't even alive anymore. Hold on. Oh my God, somebody flip back there. Well, here we go. No.
.gov. Yeah, that's it.
No. That looks like a real picture. Drone. All right, I'll have to dig into this later, but I don't know if I
There's
believe
no
it yet.
debate. There's no debate, honestly. That's a real picture.
No. No way.
It literally says that what he's doing on the picture.
Okay. Okay.
Someone plays too many video games.
Yeah, because it looks like a video game.
Anyway, let's close these standouts up. A few things I wanted to say. Bowman missed the All-Star race.
Yeah.
It's getting really hard to be a Alex Bowman apologist. I just want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Ford seemed to have caught up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And real quick, Ricky and Kyle, what'd you think? Could you believe he did it?
No.
Is that not a little psychopathic behavior?
Yes. It's lap 2.
Which was
at an all-star race that doesn't count.
Which I don't care either way. Like I'm not taking a side, but like I just think it's hilarious. And he said, I guess we couldn't hear the interviews, right? Because we're there.
Yeah.
And we didn't have scanners, but I could get on. They had Wi-Fi at the track.
Oh, and it worked?
Worked well.
Wow.
Which was huge. I think that's a really important thing I want to say. They had Wi-Fi and it worked amazing.
Whoa.
So we pulled our NASCAR apps up and put our headphones.
Yes.
I brought my AirPods.
Uh-huh.
And I listened to MRN on the NASCAR app. Now, it was 2 laps, 1.5 to 2 laps behind.
Yes.
But it gave me earplugs and, like, it was decent. Yeah. But they said, I guess he did do an interview, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to hit him. Or
yes.
I guess he said, hold my watch.
Hold my watch.
On TV,
yeah,
which is an old reference to when Richard Childress beat Kyle Busch's ass. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
That's wild.
Real quick.
Okay.
So Kyle Busch was running into a bunch of RCR cars, right?
Okay.
And then Kyle Busch or Richard Childress made a statement. He's like, if he runs into another one of my cars, we're gonna have a problem. Well, Kyle wrecked one of his trucks. This is back when Kyle was racing everything. He wrecked one of his trucks, and so Richard went up and confronted Kyle, and evidently whoever was beside him said, "Hold my watch."
No way.
Punched him. Yeah. And Richard Childress got fined and suspended. Yeah,
whoa.
This was like probably 2011, 2012.
Okay. So Richard Childress was more of kind of a younger, spry guy then, maybe?
Yeah. I mean
kind of.
Yeah, he wasn't decrepit like he is now.
Yeah, he's pretty rough off now. Yeah. He's rough off now.
But that's why Ricky said that. Ricky's like, maybe Richard can hold my watch.
Dang.
Now that you know the context, it's pretty funny.
That's even better than I thought it was.
But yeah, so an hour and a half later, Ricky,
forever later. You almost forgot about it. You really did.
Well, I saw the tweet that's like Ricky said he's going to do something.
Yes.
I showed it to Noah, my buddy, and we're like, full of shit.
Yeah.
Like, no way.
Yeah.
And so then the only reason we stayed
was to see that.
Was to see, and so we went up to the front stretch, and we can see Kyle's car and everything.
Uh-huh.
And there's only like, just the pit crew.
Yeah.
And we're like, or I guess it'd be the road crew. The pit crew has nothing to do because they don't touch the car.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, well, I guess Ricky didn't do anything. And they're interviewing Joey, and then they put the screen up, and they're like, and Ricky and Kyle Busch are fighting. I'm like, screw you, Ricky. Do it in front of the fans. Like,
so this is my beef that I was going to kind of get into about the whole race was, and this is why it fits so well, is so Joey wins, and as me, I'd almost forgot about the fight. Like, because again, it happened on lap 2, and did I really trust what Stenhouse says? Was he really going to do something?
None of them. None of them. Not just that it's Ricky.
Yeah.
It's just a driver.
Well, I heard so many drivers threaten my boy Ross, and nothing happened. That every threat to me is completely empty. Now I know Ricky wasn't threatening him, but so now if he is, watch out because he might do something.
Evidently, it was a promise.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, literally Joey wins. Fireworks start going off. Okay, kind of cool. Okay, he's doing like his burnouts. You see in the fireworks, everything's chill. Well, then he gets out to do his interview, and the fireworks have just amped up. Okay, they have amped up. Okay, so then this is the most Fox thing to do. Is now it goes split screen on us.
Right.
Joey is talking to Jamie Little. Giving his I didn't even know if the Fords could do it this year.
Right,
so he's like telling him how
I love my family.
Yeah, how rough it's been for him, and you literally see the camera right up on Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse talking to each other, and Kyle's just looking down at it, be like, "What's going on?" Can I have one of those?
Yeah.
And that's when the fireworks get even intenser. Okay, so I'm like, are these fireworks ever in? They went off.
They bought the jumbo pack.
Dude, they went off for 7 minutes. I'm going. They literally, Ricky has thrown a punch. Fireworks are still going off, and Joey's still giving a speech. And I'm like, what are we even doing?
Yeah.
So they let Joey finish up, okay? And then you see the fight, and then they kind of start picking it apart. And that to me was the craziest thing that could have happened with the fireworks. I don't know why, but the fireworks made it so intense because when they would flash to Joey, you could barely hear them. All you hear was boom, 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 boom. And then you flash to Kyle, and you still heard it. Boom, boom. And you're like, how many fireworks are they going to shoot? Did it feel like that many at the track?
I don't even.
You don't even remember
I don't
it?
even remember. No, I don't even remember it.
I don't know why.
So we went
I was
down.
mesmerized by
No,
it on
dude,
TV.
that's. I wish I could have paid attention to that. So we went down. Like I said, super old school place. Everything's so small.
Mm-hmm.
Another cool thing, real quick, when anybody that did media, like in the infield,
Yeah.
to get to the suites, like the media suites, they had to walk in, like no tunnels, right?
Yes.
Had to walk up the hole for the flag stand in front of the crowd. So like Kenny Wallace walked by.
No way.
Kenny Wallace signed an autograph for everybody.
That's super
Michael
cool.
Waltrip came by.
Yeah.
Ty Norris from Trackhouse. Saw all the spotters. Freddie Kraft from DBC.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, all those people were walking by.
That's such a cool thing.
So my point being, when the race got done, we went to like where Joey was getting interviewed. And dude, I'm telling you, it's so close. Like
Yeah.
I felt like Joey was right there. Like and you're just
Yeah.
able to get up there.
Mhm.
You know how like Bristol, it's like that area you can't go to.
Yeah.
And then like even if you get up to the wall, it still feels like you're a mile away.
You're forever away.
No,
Yeah.
Roseboro,
You're right there.
you're right there. So
That's that old school track,
Yeah, just
dirt
so
track
old
feel.
school.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we went up there, and I guess my point of the fireworks was like, dude, it's just a mob of people, right?
Yeah.
So like we didn't, and then we're like, also we need to get the hell out of here.
Yes.
Traffic was not bad,
Was it?
not bad. I mean,
Cool.
we probably waited. We got a really good parking spot, which Noah's from that area.
Okay, so we kind
like
of
about 45 minutes north of there is where he's
Okay.
from. So he's like, yeah, we'll park here. Here's the way to go out and everything. But they're very efficient. There's only one road,
Yeah.
one 2-lane road.
That's the best way.
We got in our truck, got out. It was like maybe waited 20, 30 minutes.
That ain't bad.
That was it. I've waited
Amen.
longer at places that have 4 lanes outside.
Mm-hmm.
But not to. I know I
Shout
got
out
off on it.
Nashville.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
In Nashville, they built that exit
I know.
for that track.
Yes.
And they still screwed
They
it up.
still screwed it up.
Anyway.
They couldn't even get cars in there.
No, exactly. I don't understand that. But so yeah, back to Ricky and Kyle. I just thought it was awesome.
It was.
Did you know they fined Ricky $75,000?
I not only did they. So this is another point I wanted to bring up that I didn't really hear anybody talk about because I didn't want to rehash all the reasons why they fought. I don't care why they fought. It was awesome. Okay.
I'm here for it.
What I didn't appreciate is the fact that NASCAR can use it as publicity over every social media aspect that they have and then fine the guy that much money.
So I guess my only go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I mean, I just think it's like weird of like you are promoting this kind of behavior. You are promoting like, hey, if you tune into us, well, you may see a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't know anything about racing, and somehow because it went viral over everywhere, any type of fight in any sport, it was on ESPN.
Yeah.
It was on ESPN.
It was on Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. Pat McAfee's never talking about NASCAR at all. Okay.
Until stuff like this happens, which is great.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But then you can't, and not only can you personally, to me, any NASCAR social media cannot highlight the fight at all if you're going to find the dude. I don't, that'd be like the NBA saying, like finding LeBron for steroids and then like doing ads for steroids.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. But do you think 75,000 is enough? Like, what is? And I'm not saying that's not. I'm not saying it's not.
I think that would be literally pocket change to like someone like Danny or
right.
Chase. I don't feel like that's pocket change to. I know he's rich.
Yeah.
He's
I guess that's what I'm
rich.
trying to say. He's rich, but that's a big hit.
That's
still.
a big hit to a dude that's not going to win anytime soon.
Right.
Like,
and I'm sure he's a millionaire, but it's still a lot of money.
that's a lot of
Is that
money.
enough money to make you think twice? Like, if you were,
I don't know.
Let's
Maybe
say,
it does.
Let's say this weekend, Let me pick somebody that would actually do something. Noah. Let's say Noah gets mad, right?
Yeah.
Because here's the other thing. Noah didn't get fined. Ross didn't get fined.
No, Ross did not get fined.
And it makes me wonder if...
Ross could have... $75,000 to Ross would be nothing.
No, but it also makes me wonder if, since they were in the garage, it was kind of a dangerous situation. You know what I mean? Like, you got the lift gate there, you got the tires there. Like, maybe if that take into account of what they fined him, maybe they fined him because of his psychopath...
He's in street clothes.
Yeah, no. And once again, I'm not... I think it's great. If you're that pissed at somebody, go punch him in the face.
Yes.
But, like, I just think maybe they took that into account. If he would have confronted him on pit road, maybe, I don't think there would have been a fine. And I'm not saying...
How could he have gotten to pit road?
He just watched there. He was in the infield the whole time.
You're saying instead of waiting at his trailer, if he would have went to pit road, there would have been no fine?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, based on
I think the only reason Ross and Noah... I think it's kind of weird because, again, like, Ross and Noah did it right after the race. Like, they both...
This was right after the race.
I understand, but Ricky had already been out of the race for forever. Noah and Ross were... Yeah. They finished the race. Maybe that took into account too. But also, you can't... It's hypocritical, like you said, because what was Ricky supposed to do? He can't leave the track. Yeah.
Because there's no tunnel. You can't walk across the track. So you're just supposed to be like, oh, since you can't leave at this one track, you're not allowed to be mad anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's.
I just don't think you can publicize it like that.
No, I don't either.
And then find the guy that much. I don't know. I mean, $75,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, but I also don't think it's enough. Like I was saying, like, if Noah Gragson gets pissed at somebody this weekend, does he stop a potential confrontation because of a $75,000 fine?
Depends on... To me,
I don't think that's in the back of his mind. I don't think that's in the back of your mind. I think those guys, they're crazy to begin with.
I think it's in the back of the mind of some drivers.
I don't think the drivers that
are
would
good.
actually... No, the drivers that would actually do something to begin with.
It's not in the back of their mind.
If you're Ricky... And Ricky Stenhouse said it already. He's like, I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's a lot of money. I think it's hypocritical, but if that's what I got to pay to get my point across... I think the only drivers that would be willing to do something like that
are the ones that would pay it.
Yeah, that would pay it anyway. No,
but don't you see like NASCAR not making it standard? Like, I mean, it is ridiculous that Noah and Ross didn't get fined at all.
No, their consistency is inconsistency.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm not arguing that at all. I'm just saying the guys that would be willing to punch someone in the face to begin with, $75,000 isn't stopping them if they were to ever find somebody again. I'm not saying it's right that they find him. I'm just saying it's not going to stop anything.
I don't know. I think you hurt him on. I think you do. I don't think you hit him in their pocket where it hurts. I think you take points away. If you want to find somebody, you hurt the whole team.
Yeah, that's what would stop it.
Yes.
And so I'm saying I think it's fine.
Okay.
That's the only point
so you're saying they don't want to stop it, but they have to do something.
That's what I think. Okay. That's what I think. And I don't know why.
I can get behind that.
And I don't know why they decided to do something. I just would like to know the reasons. We'll never know.
Because it went so viral, they felt like they had to do something.
I legitimately think it's because he waited so long.
He had to wait so long.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying they probably took that into account. I think because it happened at the hauler. When you're around the tools, the cars, the trailers.
There's weapons.
All that. There's like, not only weapons, but it's just like a dangerous environment.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude was...
Yeah, dude.
That fuel can guy, or the gas guy...
Yeah, he was...
Was throwing dudes off the back of a trailer.
He was
That
huge.
was 3 foot in the air.
Yeah. But the security guard grabbed Ricky and body slammed him.
And Kyle fell in a pile of tires.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like... And I'm not saying it's better to go punch somebody on pit road. I'm just saying I think that's why they're...
Okay.
I think that's why they took the stance they did. I think, like you said...
So we need to put an octagon in every...
I mean, unfortunately, that's the box that NASCAR is going to put themselves in making these decisions. That's the only justification I can make to myself of why they fined Ricky and not Ross.
The only thing that I agreed with the penalties that Ricky Stenhouse Sr. Is suspended indefinitely. that might be the best thing ever.
I felt bad for Ricky because
that's embarrassing.
And I don't think Ricky wanted that because he was like, you can hear in his voice. He's like, "Get my dad."
Yeah, yeah. He said it 3 times.
Yeah, he's like, "Get my dad."
Yeah.
Like, and you can tell his voice.
He was like, "I'm not even mad anymore."
Yeah,
Someone
like,
pull this old senile man off Kyle Busch.
And you can tell in his voice, like, to me, he's like, "I understand that you want to help, but like, bad look."
Yeah, dude.
Terrible look.
I don't think that was his plan. I think it just happened that way. Like, I think he just was standing there because, I mean, the whole 47 crew was coming, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, he's part of that. And I think the way Kyle fell, he was kind of in the back, stumbled through like 2 or 3 people, and then Ricky's dad was right there, and he was like, "Well,
take a lick."
Yeah. Might as well. We're throwing punches. Let's throw them. Yeah.
So I hate that for Ricky because I don't think he's the kind of guy that needs someone to fight his battles. Obviously.
No, he doesn't.
But all right. Well, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's get into your bets. Where are we sitting?
Okay. We hit Ty Gibbs. Huge.
That was a good bet.
Plus 250. That was very nice. I think he that morning before the race was at plus 180. So that's where we hit big. You need a pen? There's a pen right there.
Yeah, I was wondering. I bring one every week and then I lose it.
Oh, well, you had it in your mouth earlier, so.
Okay.
I was just saying you did.
Drop the green bets.
Yeah. Yeah, he's retarded. In case you're wondering. Anyway, so we're down 9.2 units. If you want to get real, we're down 9.2.
We have to get.
We got 0.8 back. We only bet half a unit, a unit and a half. I'm sorry, and we lost with Chris Buescher, and I actually did not place my seatbelt bet. So
why not?
Well, I saved it. I placed those 2 first, and I wanted to sit on it a little bit. Oh my God, there's a spider. That was a horrible. Okay, I got him. Anyway,
Racewind Diecast.
Yeah, I know. God, somebody's got a dust in here, Catherine. Anyway, no. So sorry, baby. But so I didn't place it because I wanted to sit on it. I don't know why. I just had this sneaky suspicion. So when I got back on there before the race, after I'd locked in those 2, I was checking odds on Chris Buescher, whose odds had went up to plus 1,800. And so I actually cashed out, and I cashed for 1,800. So I got 400 plus 400 more is what I was hoping for. And then on they didn't have top 3 finishes anymore, so I could not place that one. So I got away with that. But so we're down 9-2. That's what we're getting at. And this week we have a slate for you. And do you want to start out with your pick? This was a Austin Sanders pick that he talked me into before the show as I was going through some of my picks. And it is his special. And he says he has a feeling in his bones. And
yeah, I just had a feeling. We were talking about the bets beforehand. So Justin Haley is with Rickware Racing.
Yep.
They got that RFK Alliance.
Yep.
Justin was sneaky good in that Open.
Yeah.
Beat a lot of good cars. Even when he was with Colleague, was sneaky good.
He is
very
sneaky
quiet. Sneak into some good.
He's a Daytona
winner.
Yeah.
Winner. Yeah. But I just. The Fords are getting faster.
Yeah.
It's a 600-mile race. There's going to be some attrition. There's going to be some craziness. If anyone can just keep their nose out of trouble.
Yeah.
And quiet.
He's going to be one that's going to like ride 20th for most of the race.
Yeah, and then something will happen.
Something will happen. With like 30 to go, there'll be some kind of probably strategy at play, and he'll stay out and he'll run. He'll restart second and fall to 8th.
Yeah, or he'll just. I could see that. I could see him methodically picking his way from 30th up to. But I just. For some reason, I can feel Justin Haley finishing 10th.
Yeah.
No one talks about it except for us.
Yeah.
Because we have a bet on it.
So this week, half a unit, Justin Haley, top 10, plus 1,500. So
that's huge.
And that would be our biggest bet all year. The biggest one we hit was Carson Hocevar plus 850.
And I just had that same feeling.
Yeah.
I have that feeling you have with Carson.
Okay. That's what I love because mine hit. Mine hit and he finished 10th. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That digs us instantly out of our hole right there. So that's one. And then to ride the hot hand, who is always kind of sneaky good looking at the driver stats at the Coke 600, and that is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Nice. You know
top
he's
10.
going to come in swinging.
Yeah. Funny. He is plus 450. So full unit on him. We're gonna ride it hard.
I think you should.
Yeah, we're gonna ride it hard, and then to cap it off with our unit and a half left, we're gonna put all of it in the Ford camp. So I'm gonna try to ride this Ford camp for a while. We're gonna put unit and a half on the Ford camp.
Okay.
Any Ford to win the race, plus 240. They are the underdogs.
Which is crazy. I mean, I think it's going to happen.
Hey, the sports books are behind. Let's get them while we can. I could definitely see Chris Buescher winning this race. I could definitely see Brad going again, winning this race. I could see Blaney getting hot and winning this race.
Yeah, it's where he got hot last year.
Yeah, Joey.
I wonder how much of the odds. And I know it's not early now, but they have to change the odds when people bet.
Yes.
On one person, and I think so many people are slamming Larson.
They always slam Larson. Yeah.
They not only always slam Larson, but now everyone's, even the casual fan, is being told that Larson can win both.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. The casual fan that hardly knows anything about NASCAR is being told Larson.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that maybe that's swaying. So many bets are going on Larson that they're having to sway it.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah. So what I want to do, again, I by the end of the year, of course, I want to be up, but I would also, for 1 week, I want to sweep. And so this is the week we could sweep with those. I know I've done a couple times where I pick 2 or 3 race winners. You can't sweep on that. But I feel good. I'm worried about Justin Haley, I'm not going to lie. But
that's the one I feel the best about.
Okay, good. That's the craziest one.
If anything's going to hit, it's going to be Justin Haley.
Let's go.
Top 10.
If you haven't noticed, the sport's hard to bet on. Okay,
so hard.
Because Chris Buescher looked good for a while. He did.
Yeah.
In that All-Star race. He looked good for a while, and he ended up finishing 18th.
I mean, what do you do?
With him and Seabell. Both of them. So, but.
You want to know a fun fact about Justin Haley?
Yes.
He just got married. Do you know what his wife's name is?
No.
Haley.
She's going to be Haley?
She is Haley.
Whoa.
So how can he not finish top 10?
Haley, if you're out there, never mind. Never mind.
But no, I feel good about those. I think we'll sweep. I'm going to will it into existence.
Okay.
Let's move on to Coke 600 predictions. The one thing I want to say, and we can be quick here, it's going to be a good race. We know it.
Yeah.
I love when a race goes from daytime to dark.
Yes.
So because you can see
it's so
and you start a race,
awesome.
And you start a race and people are struggling. They're like, well, just wait.
Yeah.
The track will come to us.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like that this race is 4 stages.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
This race is worth more points than any other race.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why.
Wild.
Why?
I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Just because it's longer? That's ridiculous.
It's longer, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And now it's more points?
Yeah. No. I'm with you.
All these races.
Just make the third stage longest.
Yeah. All these races should be the same amount of points.
Yes. Yeah.
The
only ones that even if you wanted to change the point values, to me they should be more in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The way it is.
Yeah.
I still don't agree that you should change.
But if you're going
to, it has to be in the playoffs when it means more. You have to win those races.
Yeah.
So
if Joe Logano goes out and dominates this race like he just did the All-Star race,
he's going to go to second in points.
Right, because he gets
and he's running 14th.
Yeah.
In points right now,
yeah.
Or I don't know if he is, but he may be top 10. But still, he's gonna leapfrog Willie B. He's gonna leapfrog Larson.
Just for winning a race.
Just not even winning. Say he wins 3 of these stages.
Yeah.
He
could get way more points than the race winner.
Yes, he could.
Dumb.
Because if he was to win 3 stages and then someone like a Justin Haley wins, or someone that's out, they're just locked in. They didn't really need. They had to win anyway. So it means that's stupid.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
I don't like it at all.
I think it would be, and again, not to keep interrupting you, but I think with you it should be 3 stages, the same amount of points. Make that last stage super long to where 10 times more strategy comes into play.
And that's how it used to be.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You rekindle that fire just this 1 week of where, like, hey, we have to manage this race for 200 miles right here in this last stage, or whatever it is. That's only a quarter of the race.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, that's where I'm getting more and more bitter on stages, is we're just really cheating ourselves out of strategy, which I think is such a big part of what we watch for.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously going to be a long race. Do you think we'll see a bunch of cautions? Is there any way to even predict that?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we'll see a bunch. I hope it's not a wreck fest. I'm not a big fan of a wreck fest, but if we see some tire wear and we like see blown tires and there's a caution for that, I'm okay with that. I think that you hit on it, the day to night thing is huge. And again, not to steal from another podcast, but where we went so late, I listened to them, so now they're fresh in my mind. But Denny hit on it perfect, is like crew chiefs are there to solve an equation, to make their car better. And this adds to that equation when there's a variable that they now have to solve in the middle of the race.
Yeah.
We put a lot of our races to where the crew chiefs have already figured out, they've already solved the equation before they even get to the track. And then they're just solving the equation as we race. So nothing changes. No one can pass. They're the best. Yeah. Every single car is the best that they're going to be at that given point in time. When you add a variable like this, which is very minimal to me, of track temperature difference, out of all the variables that we can have, it still plays that big of a factor of how the race races. And so if we could get back to stuff like that, to where there's more variables that they have to solve during the race, and they can't solve it before, to me, that's going to make the race better. For
sure. Yeah, I think so. And that's the beauty of this race, too.
Yes. Yeah.
The beauty. They'll be riding the top side.
Yep.
So you might see some guys lose it. You might see some bent toe links.
We're going to see some shifting.
Yeah. No shifting in Charlotte. No.
Okay.
No. But you should see some guys lose it, bend some toe links. Maybe some guys lose it off the corner, too.
Yeah.
Last year we saw Chase Elliott intentionally wreck Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, we did.
So and that was all because of that, what I like to call the next gen move.
Yep.
Where you just run them high and you're the lift or you're going in the wall.
Yep.
So I think
exactly what Ricky did to Kyle Busch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly what he did.
And so I think we'll see more of that. It'll be interesting if Ricky and Kyle are around each other. I don't know if they'll race each other any different. I think Ricky made his point. I think Kyle could give two shits less.
Yeah.
But
he's just trying to survive.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
But the Coke 600 is one that Kyle has not won, which I just want, just in case he wins, I just kind of want to say that already. That's kind of on his bucket list of. For sure. He's won everything else. Yeah. So he's still chasing that Coke 600. But I'm excited for it. It's going to be a cool day in general. I think that's, you're ending with the main event to me. Yeah. On the our Motorsports Christmas, but let's close it out. You got a stupid question this week?
Yeah, I was looking mine up. If you have one, go. No,
you don't have one. All right, I'll be really quick on this one. So you hear it on stacking pennies. Yeah.
I thought you actually messed up there for a second. I'm not gonna lie.
But kind of with the algorithm of how you qualify depends on your fastest lap of the last race, points, position of last race. They're like the guys that go out first get screwed because they pull all that rubber off, right? That's what they say. So if you go out first, you're pulling the rubber off, making it better for the people after you, right? Why do we not, we run all these different series. There's either trucks or Xfinity, if not both, there at the track, right? I don't care who it is. It could be the guy that qualified last in the truck series. Before Cup qualifying, why are we not taking some kind of race car out there to run 5 laps and take all that rubber off the track?
Yeah, get Kevin out there to run some laps.
Anybody. Yeah. Literally anybody. Take
the pace car.
Take the Silverado pace truck. Yeah. And it's funny you say that. So Dale Jr., kind of a deep dive here. Dale Jr. on his podcast, he was asking Bubba Pollard, he was like, man, what was it like when you had to qualify? And he's like, well, I knew the track would be, I'd have to pull all the rubber off. He's like, and Dale said this is kind of, you say the quiet part out loud. Yeah. He's like, well, when I had to race in at Bristol, I'd never seen this before, but right before I qualified, because he had to go out first.
Yeah.
Because Dale was an open car.
Uh-huh.
He said, I've never seen this before, but right before I went out to qualify, they sent the Silverado pace truck out to do like 10 laps.
For him.
I think it was. That's what I said.
That
But
dirty dog.
so he asked Bubba, he's like, did they do that for you? He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, okay. Which, like, nothing on Junior.
Yeah.
But
He has no control.
He has no control over that. But, like, if it's that easy,
It ain't hard.
it ain't hard. I mean,
Send something.
yeah, and I mean, if a pace truck, and maybe that was a coincidence, right? But it's NASCAR, right?
And it's Junior.
We have no reason to believe that it wasn't
Yeah.
a coincidence. But if we have all these series here, if just send an Xfinity car out there.
Get someone's truck. Or,
but another race car would make more sense because
Yes.
you can go faster,
Yeah.
pull the rubber up,
Yeah.
and let's
Then go.
Yeah, and then we have no stacking excuses.
Yes.
That's what I
Yeah.
think. So
Yeah.
just something not really a stupid. It is a stupid question because I don't know why they don't do
Why
it.
they don't do it?
I just want something I wanted to bring up because, and maybe I'm completely wrong, but from what I understand, that's the excuse. That's the problem of going out first and qualifying is you pull all that rubber off the track, and then you make it better for everybody else, and your time is screwed. So why are we not just sending something out there? There's plenty of race cars around.
Yeah. Make it. Excuse me. Sorry. Make it as close as you possibly can for every single car to race on the exact same possible.
We're all about making it equal.
Yeah.
So
they love that.
But
They
anyway,
don't want
that's
to make
fine.
it equal.
That's
They don't.
That I know they don't.
Yeah.
Unless Dale Jr.'s trying to qualify.
Yeah.
To get into the Xfinity race.
Yeah.
But
Imagine, dude, if they had a driver that missed like half the season and then still made the playoffs.
well, Kyle Busch when he won his championship missed like 8 or 9 races.
There you go.
His first championship.
There you go.
I don't know. It's weird. The consistency is inconsistency for sure. But that's my stupid question for the week. What are you watching this week?
This week I will actually be at the lake.
Oh.
So yeah, we leave for the lake tomorrow.
What lake?
Clinch River.
Okay.
So yeah.
So the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Tennessee. There's lakes everywhere.
Yeah. There's a dam.
There's a dam somewhere. It's called a lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna be able to watch anything?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. We plan to probably get up Sunday morning, watch a little bit of the F1 race, and then probably watch the Indy race, and then we're gonna have. Nick was telling me we're gonna have a TV. We're gonna have it down by the dock.
Nice.
And we're gonna put on the
American Dream.
Yeah.
Love that.
So should be a good weekend. I'm excited. It's Memorial Day weekend.
It is.
I mean, we get a 3-day weekend finally. I mean, I still have to work on Monday. Thanks,
Yeah.
Forrest. Yeah. So, but
I'm just gonna watch at home. I'm just excited to be at home in the daylight right now.
feeding America.
You're feeding America. So
Yeah.
but no, I'm probably gonna get a lot of stuff done tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Sunday I have no priorities,
There you go.
and I can just sit and watch and drink.
Yeah.
sour
If they rain out the Indy 500, you want to watch it together on Monday?
beer. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll probably have some type of dirt race after.
So yes.
Yeah.
So the funny they will. The funny thing about Indy right now, they've already said this. If it rains out, so it's on NBC, right?
Yes.
Big cable, or not cable, network.
Yeah.
If it rains out and it's on Monday, it's gonna be on the USA Network.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's the biggest race in the world.
But it's owned by NBC. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Everyone has. If you have NBC, you have USA.
I mean, it's not a problem for me.
Okay.
It's my old man shouting at the clouds right now.
Yeah.
I just think that's dumb.
Did you hear Amazon's gonna be covering the 600?
Yeah, that's where they're starting.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're doing the bracket challenge.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're taking Denny's bracket challenge.
Yeah.
And the winner, the driver, will get $1 million.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I think it should.
That's cool.
I think it should go to the fan that picks it.
Yes.
I think they should.
They should split it.
Split it.
Yeah.
So real quick, one sec. Check the time. All right, we're on track to do 1 hour and 40 like we always do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want to say this real quick. So I watch a lot of dirt racing, right?
Yes.
So Kyle Larson's High Limit series, like everything's kind of themed around gambling or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They do a pole dash. They spin a roulette wheel. Well, for the A main, they pick a random fan out of the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And they give that fan 2 dice.
Yes.
Do you know about this?
Yeah, you told me about it.
Oh, I have? Have I told you on here?
Not on the pod, no. This is off air.
Well, now I'm...
Yeah, tell the fans.
Yeah, so they take 2 dice.
Yes.
And they have that fan, they interview him. He's on the front stretch.
Yeah. And when I tell you these dirt races are redneck,
you don't know what you're going to get.
You will get a character.
Yeah, that's the most entertaining part.
Yes.
So they roll the dice, right? So let's say they roll...
On the track.
On the track.
On the track.
Let's say they roll a 1 and a 5.
Yeah.
So that's a 6.
6.
So whoever starts in 6th, if that person wins, the driver and the fan split $6,000.
Yes.
And so the other night we were watching, and the guy rolled 4, I think, and it was Brad Sweet. And so him and Brad Sweet split $4,000.
He won.
So, but anyway, I think the bracket challenge should be something like that.
Yeah, it definitely should.
But
yeah,
I mean, you got to incorporate the fans. I think
that's
if you want to buy it, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And then so when we were at Texas, because I went to the high limit race there, that guy rolled like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
And so Brad Sweet was fast all night in hot laps and qualifying, but just the way the pole dash went, he ended up starting 6 or 7, somewhere around there. So the guy rolled. It was his first dirt race ever. He was there for the Cup race.
Oh,
and just ended up
just
going.
Went to that.
Just went to that.
Yeah.
So like he's like, I don't know what's going on, but this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Which is how it should be.
Yes.
So he rolls it, and they're like let's say it was 6. I can't remember. Like, that's 6. Starting 6 is Brad Sweet. Well, this guy didn't know Brad Sweet, and the crowd goes, and he's like, is that good? And they're like, yeah. And so Brad Sweet ended up finishing 2nd, but he was carving his way through the field, and everyone's like getting hyped for this.
Yeah.
We don't even know this guy.
Yeah.
Like, we're just like, somebody in the crowd's gonna win $3,000 or whatever it was. So it creates buy-in for the fans.
Yes.
Because we're cheering for somebody that's just like us, and we're cheering for the driver.
Yeah.
So I think the bracket challenge, if I could nitpick it, it'd be that.
Yeah. And again, this is the first time they've done it, so I think there's room for improvement.
For sure. Yeah. They'll learn a lot.
They'll learn. And hopefully we as fans, we participate. Yeah. And then they're like, hey, or maybe we don't participate, and then they need to sweeten the deal or something.
Well, the betting apps need to get on it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. 100%. They won't, but...
No, but they should.
They should. Yeah.
Even when Denny did it last year, the head-to-heads that FanDuel put up were off his bracket.
We're off his bracket.
So you would think that, I don't know if FanDuel does like March Madness brackets. Do they do that?
I mean, you can bet on all the games, but you don't.
Well,
I know DraftKings has like a fantasy that you can play where you like enter so much money, and then you pick a bracket and you make.
Well, maybe Amazon or NASCAR.com or something will do like a bracket challenge to where like, and I know I don't have to do this because they have it online now, but way back in the day, I would do playoff brackets, and I still do.
Yeah, you do. We do it every year.
But now they have it where you can do it online.
Yeah.
And keep up with it. But before that, when we were in college,
you did it on paper.
We would do it on paper, and I'd print it out, and I'd
5 points for a win.
And I'd assign points, and I would keep track. And we did it again this year, but like I'm not going to do that for this bracket challenge because that's too much work.
That is a lot.
I'm hoping there's some kind of website that
would be cool.
Does
get the fantasy group to do it
for sure. Sure, it's buy-in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But. All right. Well, we've talked long enough. It's about 1 a.m. So
it's late. Thank you.
Apologize for getting this out so late.
Yeah. So maybe you can tune in Saturday when you're out, doing whatever you do on Saturday morning. It'll be up by the time you wake up.
When everyone's doing their Saturday chores to get ready for Motorsports Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll get it out, but I will try to do a little bit better to be on time.
Yeah.
Huge thanks to Spencer for putting up with me, putting all this together, but. We'll see y'all next time. Do it again.
Hey, follow us on Instagram. Thank you guys.
Trying to go viral there.
Yeah. We're getting closer. So one more thing. Stand up and show them your shirt.
Oh. He didn't like it earlier.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Chicken legs.
With the Tennessee Volunteer 98 Vols. Almost Xfinity car type.
I know.
Looking.
I just.
Do we know what type of car that is?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I saw it online. I was like, this combined my 2 favorite things. I have to have it.
Yeah. No, it's pretty sweet.
I mean, if Lionel Richie was on it, it'd be perfect.
That's what he makes the podcast for. I just want you to know.
But,
Lionel
all right,
Richie.
thanks again, guys. I appreciate
Yeah.
y'all. Thank you, Spencer, and we'll see you next week.
Lionel Richie. See y'all.